Alrighty, what's poppin', folks? Welcome in. This is BearNation.com. Welcome back to another video. And guys, today we're going to be predicting NFL records as long as, well, you know, this fantasy thing will work or ESPN thing will work, I found, but it should work. But anyway, here, like I said, today we're going to be predicting NFL records. Also, we're going to be predicting the NFL win totals. We're going to see if we can hit that with the over or we can hit with the under. We're trying to get all 32 here. Like I said, if you guys already, make sure to hit the like and that subscribe button. Make sure to join that Discord and follow me on Twitch. Really much appreciated. Make sure you guys please go check out our shop and our 1v1 Rocket League tournament coming up. Both of those will give a shout out here in just a few moments here. But like I said, I do appreciate y'all's support. Make sure you guys hit the like and that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this thing. If you guys haven't checked out our shop yet, make sure to please do so. The link will be in my description. Also, you guys can check it out on our Discord. If you guys haven't joined that yet, make sure to please do so as well. And make sure you guys hit this redeem code up here on your final purchase or whatever deal that we're on. Right now, we're on 25% off the shop. That will change eventually, so make sure you guys go check that out. Get every 25% off all the store or whatever code that we're on, or whatever redemption that we're on there, and you guys can get some awesome stuff. We have shirts, we have t-shirts, we have aprons, we have long sleeve shirts, we have coffee mugs, we have pants, we have matching outfits, all that fun stuff. And you guys can get it in 3 different logos here. We have the Money Lord Tradition logo, we have the Money Lord Nation logo, and we have the Money Lord Sign logo all by itself. And we have everything available for you guys in all different platforms, all that stuff. Like I said, if you guys already hit my link in the description, check out our store. I really do appreciate y'all, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get things going here. Alright guys, like I said, thank you to our shop sponsor. Like I said, if you guys want to check out our shop, make sure to please do so. Some epic merch down there, getting better every single moment, so make sure to check it out. But this is how you would sign up. If you do hit my link in any description or in the pin chat or any live stream, it'll take you up to here, and it's pretty simple to sign up. No need to pay, all that's fun stuff. Just need 3 things. Just need your name, what platform you're playing on, and your Epic username. That way we can add you when we officially start the tournament. As you guys can see, we already have 13 people that signed up. Thank you guys so much for signing up. I really do appreciate y'all support. We're as of this recording, we're only in day 6 of signings, and we already have 13 people, which is incredible. So like I said, if you guys want to check out and see what we got, pretty much appreciate. Make sure you guys please hit this up, get this one a sign up coming to the tournament. Make sure you guys do it before August 8th. The deadline is right up here, August 8th 2026 at 10 p.m. And yeah, we really would be excited if you will join. So hit this link, get in here, sign up, get ready to play, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a fun time. Alrighty folks, like I said, we are back here at the ESPN, which actually, believe it or not, I did not know that this was actually a real thing ever since I started looking it up and ever since I had this video idea. But I'm glad it is, because it's actually pretty cool, and the best part about it is that you guys can play too. So if you guys want to play with this one as well, I'll have this in my link in the description for the rest of my videos and streets moving forward, just in case you guys are interested in playing this over-under game with me. So if you guys want to, like I said, ESPN, all you need is your email and password, and to get in, and then you can start making your picks here. So it looks like it's just pretty much straightforward. I'll tell you guys my over-under predictions, and I'll tell you guys how many games are actually winning. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the business. Alrighty folks, so looking like we're starting here with the Seattle Seahawks here. And like Seattle, I mean, they're definitely, I mean, they are the Super Bowl champions, and congratulations to them last year. I mean, I shouldn't be saying this, I'm a Rams fan, but anyway, I think this offseason they actually declined a little bit because they lost the defensive players. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that they're still the defending champions. They still know how to play ball. I still think this team's going to be resilient. But I do think, yeah, at the end of the day, I am gonna take the over for Seattle. I do think they win more than 10.5 games, but I'm just gonna go just barely. I think they win 11 games this year. I don't think they're gonna be as down as they were last year, but I do expect them to still be a good team. Next up, we got the Patriots. Now, here's the thing about the Patriots. I know the Patriots have, what did they have, like 13 wins last year, but at the same time, like, they had no competition. They had to play all soft teams. This time, they're going to be playing some teams that they're actually going to play football against because I know this is the Patriots are another good team. They're just coming off a Super Bowl loss. I know they're going to be pissed coming into this year. But at the same time, they made good additions by getting A.J. Brown, all this stuff to help out with their offense, which I think that's what they really needed. And they didn't really have to do anything else. But at the same time, the Patriots, they don't have to do anything else. I mean, your team just made it to the fucking Super Bowl. But overall 9.5, I mean, that kind of feels a little bit low, so I'm going to take the over for them. But instead of like winning 13, I could probably see them going 10 or 11. I'm going to say about 11 wins this year for the Patriots. Next up, we got my Los Angeles Rams. Absolutely, I'm taking the over. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. 10.5. Are you serious? I think the Rams are probably the best team in football this year, and I'm not even being biased saying that. I think this roster is just legitimately good. Like, I would honestly be surprised if we don't make the Super Bowl. I would be shocked. Like, we just have one of the best rosters in the NFL, and we just have the best defensive player, and we potentially could get Aaron Donald back. Right now, he's on the practice field, so maybe there's like a 75-25% chance that he does come back. It's like this team is just stacked. They're like the Dodgers. Like, they're just stacked. Like, they're just built to win right now. Absolutely the hell I'm taking the over. Next up, we got the San Francisco 49ers. This one's actually a little bit shocking here because this is shocking because if you see, it's like 38% of the people is actually taking the over in this one. Majority of people is actually taking the under. I don't know what people are thinking about the Niners. I'll say this: I'm definitely taking the over in this one. 10.5. Like I think the Niners actually are in a much better position now than what they were last year. I mean, if we keep talking about like their injury, yes, I know this team really relies on their injuries, but at the same time, like I think they have enough talent to overcome if they do have enough injury. Plus, they have one of the best head coaches in the NFL in Kyle Shanahan. I'm gonna say the over for Niners. I'm gonna say they win 12 games. Like I said, I think this team's gonna be really good. I think they will be a problem to the Rams in Seattle, but like that's why I had them ranked second in my division a couple of videos ago. But man, that's gonna be a good team when we get them. Next, we got the Cleveland Browns, and yeah, you might as well just go ahead and hit the under at this point. Like I said, the Browns, they're not gonna be a good team. I mean, they just got rid of Myles Garrett. Now, I know they picked up Jared Verse, which I'm very excited for, and he is my guy, so I'm definitely going to be rooting for him, and I will be missing him as a Rams fan, so I hope he does really good. But the team just sucks, man. I mean, the quarterback situation sucks. I mean, we don't even know who's going to be starting. We don't even know who's going to be starting week one. Is it going to be Watson? Is it going to be Sanders? I mean, we just don't know who's going to be what's starting there. Their coach is a mess. Team's a mess. I just don't. Like I said, Cleveland, they're not built to do anything right now. They're built for the future. Next up, we got Jacksonville. This one's actually interesting here. So the over/under is 8.5 in Jacksonville for a team that was actually pretty well orchestrated last year, but at the same time they had like a little bit of an issue, especially when it came down to playoff time against the Bills, and they nearly beat the Bills last year in the wild card. So this one's hard because 8.5, like I can see them easily covering that, but at the same time, like part of me thinks like Jacksonville really sucked this offseason, and part of me saying that they are gonna hit the under in this one, but 8.5. I'm gonna take. I think I'm gonna lean with the over just because I just like their talent a little bit. I think Trevor Lawrence and their three receiver with Jacoby Myers, Washington, and Travis Hunter. Like I just think this team does enough. But I think this team has a really good defense as well, which should be able to hold, especially against the run games. So I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna say Jacksonville wins 10 games this year. I think they'll get double figures. I think they'll definitely hit the over. But this one's a little bit tricky compared to the other ones. Next up, I'm taking Baltimore. Well, not taking Baltimore. Next up, we got Baltimore, and yeah, I'm gonna take the over for them. Listen, I think the whole issue for the Ravens is that they just weren't healthy last year. I mean, it's just plain and simple. They weren't healthy last year. They couldn't do anything because they were so banged up last year. Now, am I using that as an excuse? No. They hit the under last year. It's pretty disappointing. But at the same time, Lamar Jackson missed time. Derrick Henry missed time. You had a lot of people on your defense miss time. This time it's going to be fully healthy. This is a fully healthy roster, basically running it back with the same roster. And we know what this team is capable of. They're capable of going a long way in the playoffs. But like I said, we still yet to see it, and this could be the year that we do see it. So I like the Ravens. I think they'll hit the over. I think they'll win 12 games. Next up, we got the Colts, and this one's actually a little bit tricky here. The Colts is favored by 7.5. They easily cleared this last year when they have Daniel Jones, but my point is, how are the Colts? How healthy are they going to be going into Week 1? I think that's like my main deciding factor with the Colts, because if they're not healthy, then I don't see them hitting the over. I mean, if they're healthy, like, I think their offense should be able to do enough to what we saw last year. And I know they lost Michael Pittman, which sucks. But at the same time, like, they were like balling out offensively. Jonathan Taylor was a dog. This is a tough one. I think I'm actually going to take the under, because, like I said, I just don't know if I can count on Jonathan Taylor and that Colts offense being healthy in Week 1. I don't know what the status of Jaden Daniels. I'm just going to play it safe. I'll lean towards the under, but that one probably go either way. And for the Colts, I think they're going to win, we'll say 6 games. We'll go slightly under for them. Next up, we got the Jets here, and like I said, I'm not trying to be mean here, but I also do think the Jets are going to go under. They're 5.5. I just don't think the Jets are going to be a good team. I mean, if your starting quarterback is Geno Smith, and basically what we saw last year was one of his most embarrassing performances we ever seen from Geno Smith last year with the Vegas Raiders. It's just a mess. Plus, Aaron Glenn, I don't think he's a good head coach, to be completely honest with you. I think he's been one of the worst head coaches in the league, which is pretty disappointing, because I thought he was pretty good with Detroit ever since he moved from there. But anyway, like I said, the Jets, I mean, besides Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, I just don't really care about this team that much. I think their defense sucks. I think that proved it last year. Now they did some really good things in the draft, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. I have the Jets winning. I don't think it's going to be that bad than last year. I'm going to say 4. I'm going to say they win 4 games. Next up, we got Tennessee, and this is another hard one here, because it's 6.5. I mean, Tennessee is, I don't think Tennessee, yes, Tennessee was a bad team last year, but they're one of those teams that I can see maybe flipping the script a little bit this year, because I don't, like I said, overall, I just don't think Tennessee is that bad of a football team. I just think that they just need time to develop their young players, you know what I mean? Like Cam Ward, I like what we saw out of him at the end of last year. I think their defense stepped up. I think Spears, I like the way he's been playing recently over there in Tennessee. It's a tough one here. 6.5, I think that's very difficult. I'm still gonna take the under, but kind of like what I said about the Colts. I do think they will win 6 games. I am expecting this team to get better. I expect this team to be better than what they were last year, but just not by a ton. I just think it's gonna take some time for them to develop their players and get them at their peak. So I'm gonna go 6 wins, barely, just barely for me hitting the under. But like I said, that's another tough one. I could go either way. Next up, we got the Falcons. Falcons are difficult, because I swear the Falcons got to be one of the most difficult teams in the NFL to deal with. I mean, like I said, they were pretty, like, everybody kind of expected them to be a really good team last year, and we just did not see that. The team was inconsistent. Their offense was inconsistent. Their defense was inconsistent. Like, everything about this team was inconsistent. And like I said, it was pretty disappointing, because I'm pretty sure majority of everybody had higher expectations for this team. 6.5, like I said, this is another tough line. It could go either way. Part of me saying is, I don't think Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins is going to be able to lead the way. Actually, no, Kirk Cousins. I don't think Michael Penix is going to be able to lead this team to the promised land. But at the same time, like, I don't really trust their defense a lot. I'm gonna do the same thing as Tennessee. I'm gonna take the under, but I do think they win 6 games. I think they win 6. I think they keep that close. They'll keep it competitive, but I'm gonna go with the under for Atlanta. Next up, we got Pittsburgh here, and the over/under is 8.5. Like I said, Pittsburgh's another tricky one here, because something's telling me like the Pittsburgh Steelers have never had a losing season in a long time. That's basically what this is. That's basically what this question is. Do you think Pittsburgh, without Mike Tomlin, is going to have the first losing season they had in a while? And that's just a good question. Like I say, Aaron Rodgers is coming back. They basically took this team and just run it back, but they did add Michael Pittman. I do like him. I think he'll be a big impact for them. I think you can always count their defense to make plays. But the question is, but their division, I think is going to get tougher again. You know, Cincinnati, I kind of expect them to pick it up again. The Ravens are going to be the Ravens. The Browns could force you a couple of issues, trap games. We've seen that before with Pittsburgh when they actually lost the Browns. This hurts me to say it, but I think I'm going to take the under. I think they actually lose I think they actually have a losing season for the first time in a while. But just like the other two, I'm going to say 8 games, but then I think they barely go with the under with this one. But like I said, this one, I think this one's actually kind of a risk because knowing the Steelers' history, they normally go over 500, normally finish with a winning record. But with the coach, with a different system in there, everything just kind of goes back to square one. Question like if Mike Tomlin was coaching, I probably would be taking the over right now. But since it's Mike McCarthy, we have to see where that fits in, all that good stuff. So knowing that division and there's everything in that going on, I think I'm gonna take the under right now. But like I said, that one's a dark horse. Could go either way. Next up, we got the Bills. I mean, 10.5. I mean, I'm pretty sure they are going to cover that, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure they should be able to hit the over. Now, the Bills do have some tough games in there. Like week 1, for instance, they have to go out in Houston and play the Texans. Like that's going to be a tough one. They have overall, of course, the schedule. They have teams like that. They have to play tough teams on the road. Like they have to go to Houston. They have to go to LA and play the Rams. That's going to be a tough one, but I think the Bills do hit the over. I think they'll win like 11 games. I'm gonna say 11 wins for the Bills here. The only thing I'm really concerned about the Bills this year is how is Joe Brady gonna do with that football team? Is he gonna make them better or is he gonna make them worse with his play calling? He was the offensive coordinator last year, so maybe he develops, maybe he gets into a higher role as a head coach. I don't know why the Bills fired Sean McDermott last year. In my personal opinion, I don't think that made any sense. But we'll see. We'll see how the Bills develop from there. We'll see how they go, and then. Like I said, this is kind of like the moment that we will see. We gotta see it to believe it, kind of moment. But I kind of already know what I'm getting from the Bills. I think they're still going to be a phenomenal team. Maybe they're just not as good as maybe as years past. Like I said, they're basically running it back on the same roster, and their division is kind of weak, so they should be able to get some wins there. I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the Bills win 11 games. Next up, we got the Texans, and I'm pretty sure this is probably the easiest decision of them all. Absolutely, they are taking the over. This isn't a no-brainer. The Texans might have one of the most nastiest defense in the NFL. When I'm talking about like straight-up defense, I'm talking about like straight-up defense. This defense is going to be hard to get past this year. I think opposing offenses are going to be living or dying by the run, and I don't think that's going to be able to work against Houston's defense. Like I said, the only concern I have at Houston is CJ Stroud. Does he get out of his mind and start playing like the quarterback that like he was in his rookie year? I think that's the question here. If the answer is yes, I don't think Houston should be able to have that much of a problem of clearing this number 9.5. But if the answer is no, and what we saw last year, especially in the playoffs, then that definitely could be in the question here. Like I said, I think the Texans are a great football squad. I think they're going to do a lot of good things this year. Like I said, it's just depending on CJ Stroud. How does he play? How does he perform? But I think he'll play better. I think he'll play better, at least a little bit better than what he did last year. I mean, even if he does play solid with a team like this, I think the Texans should be able to win 12 games, and that's where I got him at. Next up, we got the Bucks. Man, the Bucks are a difficult, man. Here's the thing about the Bucks. Like, some things tell me like I can see the Bucks actually taking the under in this one, because I actually do have the Saints doing a little bit better than what they were last year, especially what they did this offseason. Getting a little bit younger. Plus, the Bucks lost Mike Evans. I do think that's going to hurt, but at the same time, I do like their receiving core led by Ibuka. They still got Chris Godwin down there. Baker Mayfield still down there. The White's down there, still down there. So I think the Buccaneers are still going to be an efficient football team. The question is, I don't know how efficient they're going to be. There's definitely some questions in that mark, but over under 8.5. I'm gonna lean with the over, and I'm gonna say the Buccaneers win 9 games. It's tough. It's very tough. I can see them. Actually, no. I'm gonna go 10. I'm gonna go 10 wins for the Bucks. I still think they will probably win the division. I still think the Bucks are probably the best team in that division still, but I don't think it's by that much. I think Carolina's catching up to them, and I think New Orleans is catching up to them. I don't think Atlanta's in that mix right now, but we will see eventually. But I'm going to go with 10 wins for the Buccaneers this year. Next up, we got the Bengals. Like I said, I am going to take the over because the Bengals should hit this. Like I said, I'm going to be disappointed while watching the video at the end of the year that they don't clear this. Like I said, the Bengals, they should clear this. They should have no problem clearing this. I mean, they already have one of the best offenses in the NFL. And one thing I do like the Bengals though, I like how they were able to maintain an offense this offseason. I like how they were able to keep everybody, run everything back, knowing that last year was a fluky year. Come back, bring everybody back. Let's go stronger. Let's do this for one more year. That's why I like the Bengals. The one thing I don't like is how I don't think they really made that many changes on defense. And, their defense was one of the worst in the NFL last year. And I just think Zach Taylor is just not that efficient as a head coach. I ever since the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, I really like this guy. Now I'm starting to question him a little bit. So does he bounce back from the previous year? He hasn't bounced back from the Super Bowl year yet. So we will see how the Bengals do. Like I said, as long as they stay healthy, I can trust Ja'Marr Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Chase Brown. I think I can trust that the Bengals are going to be able to get back on the right track here. At least start being in that playoff mix. Like I said, I don't think this is the most efficient team ever, but I do think they will win 10 games. Next up, we got the Saints, and I have a bold take here. I think the Saints is actually going to hit the over with this margin. I think they're actually going to take the over with a 7.5. I actually have the Saints at 8 wins. I think they're going to get close. I think they'll do whatever it takes to get close. I do like what this roster did at the end of last season, and they haven't really made any moves this offseason. Besides, they definitely got younger. I'll definitely say that they made moves to get younger, but as a roster standpoint and looking at the main players, they haven't really done much. But at the same time, like I said, I actually like what they did this offseason. Basically running it back with the roster, while getting younger, knowing that your division is still wide open as it is, because I think literally anybody can win that division. And I think the Saints are just going all in of it. Plus, I like what I saw from Tyler Shough. I like what I saw from the offense. Late last year, I think their defense picked up a little bit. I do like the Saints. I think they'll win 8 games and barely miss out of the postseason, bro. Next up, we got Detroit. That will be an easy one. I think that one's going to hit the over. I have Detroit going back to 12 wins and possibly having them winning the division. Think about it. They still have one of the most productive and fluid offenses in the NFL. Now their defense does question me a little bit, and Dan Campbell does question me a little bit. But besides them two, I don't really have a worry that Detroit is not going to hit the over in this margin. Next up, we got Chicago. Yes, I do think they will hit the over. I have the Bears at 10 wins this season. Listen, it's still an impressive record, right? You can't ever complain about 10 wins in the NFL season. Never complain about that. But I just think their division just got a lot more tougher. I think the Vikings got better this offseason. I think the Lions are still staying where they are. I still think them two will give them a fight. Now, Green Bay, we'll talk about them in a minute, but I just think that the Bears, I just think they're good enough. I think Mitch Johnson is a wonderful head coach. I think they'll do a phenomenal job there now in Chicago. They did a phenomenal job last year. They're trying to rebuild on the momentum they had last year in the playoffs, especially. So I like the over for the Bears. I think they get 10 wins, and I think they're kind of be like that team they were last year. Now we got the Panthers, another tough one here. Like I said, I'm just trying to decide on here. So the Panthers, their line is 7.5. Which is pretty tricky because they got this margin last year. They hit the over this year. But the question is, how does their offense go back to what it's been at the end of last season? Because the Panthers' offense was actually really good at the end of last year. And I'm kind of worried about that. I know Bryce Young's found his groove. He doesn't have the best receiver in the world, but he does have Tech McMillan, which I really do love. I think that division's still wide open. I think they can win at least 4 games, maybe 5 games in that division. That's the 5 right there. I know they have a tough schedule. I'm actually going to go with the over. I'm going to go the over for Carolina. I think they win 9 games as well. I think they barely miss out. I think they have maybe 8, 9 wins this year. I'm probably leaning towards 9 right now, just because I think they're trying to build the momentum they had last year, and they kept the same core. So maybe the chemistry picks up a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to go with 8. I'm going to go with 9 wins for the Panthers. Next up, we got the Dolphins. Like I said, I know 4.5 is a low number, but to be completely honest with you, I'm taking the under. And listen, the only reason I'm taking the under here is because I just don't think the Dolphins are going to be a good team. I think the Dolphins are going to be one of the worst teams in football. Basically just took your good players, Tyreek Hill. Tua. You can get rid of him, but Tua, and it just kind of feels like Achane is just sitting there all by himself. And the Miami Dolphins, if Devon Achane doesn't go out there and score 6 touchdowns a game, they're going to get blown out every single game. That's just what it feels like down there in Miami. I just don't think they're in a good system right now. Next up, we got the Raiders. The Raiders are another tough one here. Over under 5.5. Now the team with the team with a little talent like this, I think that's a little. I think that's a little low to be aligned a 5.5 because the Raiders actually do have some talent. They especially on offense. You know, Brock Bowers, probably one of the best tight ends in football, right there with Jake McBride, which we'll talk about here in a moment with the Cardinals here. But overall, like I said, I think the roster are very much improved, and I think they smashed this draft. I'm gonna go over for Vegas. I'm gonna go over. I think they win 6 games. I'm gonna go. I know it's just barely over, but I do have them hitting the over. The Raiders have sucked the last couple years. I think they will do much better than what they have done in recent years, and I think it's gonna start with this year. I have them winning 6. Now we got the Cardinals. I am taking the under. Where's the under? Give me the under. Just don't think the Cards are going to be the good team. The Cardinals are going to be terrible. The Cardinals are going to be one of the worst teams in football. If not, I think they already are one of the worst teams in football. I mean, the only thing they have is Trey McBride. If you don't have Trey McBride, especially in the division that they're playing in, schedule's brutal. I just don't think the Cardinals are going to be terrible. Next up, we got the Chargers. The Chargers are another hard one here because 9.5 kind of feels like much because a team that really has like all the Chargers players is above average. Like no one on that team's elite. Nobody on that team is average. It's just everybody there is above average, and it just kind of feels like a tough team for a team that's playing in a tough division. But I am going to take the over because I do believe in Jim Harbaugh. I do believe in him. He's a good coach. I'm going to trust him. I think the Chargers just have enough offense to squeak by. Justin Herbert, I like how he played last year. He was situational. He knew what to do at certain times. I like how their offense was able to move at certain times. Their defense is not the best, but it clutches up when it needs there. I'm gonna say the Chargers win 10 games. I know it's barely, but I'm gonna go 10. Next up, we got the Green Bay Packers. If you guys haven't heard about the Green Bay Packers and just how injured they have been and kind of like the injury situation going on over there, but Michael Parsons, he might not play for majority of this season. I heard at least halfway point of the season, and that's gonna suck for the Green Bay Packers. And I just don't think Green Bay's roster has gotten too much better. Matter of fact, if I'm being honest, I would take last year's Packers team over this year's Packers team. I just don't think they're not going to be as good as what the people think. You know what I mean? So in that case, I'm going to have the Packers hitting the under, and I'm going to have them hitting the under by a good bit. I think they're only winning 7 games. Next up, we got Minnesota. This is a tough one. Yes, they are playing in a tough division, but like I said, I kind of expect this team to be better than what they were last year. Because remember what I said all year long, the only thing that they need is a situational control quarterback, and they have not had that. Now with Kyler Murray coming in, he's not the best in the world, but I know he's gonna play better than what J.J. McCarthy just did. So like I said, playing in the atmosphere and just being the team that they have around with a quarterback, I'm gonna trust in Kyler Murray enough just to barely hit the over, and I'm gonna have the Vikings winning 9 games this year. I was thinking about moving up to 10. But no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say they win 9. I'm going to say they maybe have a chance to squeak into the playoffs. We'll see. But I do kind of expect this team to improve. And let's see how they do this year with an actual quarterback that can, officiate the offense. Moving on, we got Washington. Washington's a tough one because they have a lot of guys I like on their team, like Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels, I love him. I love him since his rookie year. I know he's been injured a lot, and he has not played a lot this year. But it's just a tough one, man. I think their defense has a lot of work to do. I don't think their defense has really improved this offseason. I mean, their offense, they got Tony Styles. I really do like him. I've been talking about him ever since. I remember one video, I couldn't even describe his name for a minute, but over 7.5, Washington, I'm sorry, but I think I'm actually going to take the under with you guys. I think you guys are going to win 6. I just don't think Washington. I just think this team is just incomplete. I just don't think they're good enough to go out there and beat teams like Dallas, Philadelphia, and especially like what they also have in their schedule, like the Rams. Like I just don't think they're going to be on that same level as those teams. So I'm going to take. It hurts me to say that, but it hurts me to say this, but I am going to take the under on them. Next, we got Philly. Philadelphia should hit the over, but there is a couple questions that I actually do have about them for Philadelphia. Does their offense go? What is their offense is without AJ Brown? Because if you guys have watched last year, their offense was, oh my God, their offense was terrible last year. It just kind of felt like they were just moving nowhere at all last year. Like it was terrible. Their offense was watching paint dry on the wall. Like it was that bad. But at the same time, their defense and their touch push can do whatever it takes. Jalen Hurts is going to be probably more running in this game. I'm wondering how Saquon bounces back from last year because it wasn't his greatest year. Devontae Smith, wondering how he does as a #1 wide receiver role, but I'm going to trust in Philadelphia to get over 10.5. I think they will win 11, barely cover that margin, but like I said, that one's close. Next up, we got the Cowboys. 9.5. Like I said, it's another tough spread here. Like I said, something's telling me like they're going to hit the over because their offense is too dynamic with the big three of Dak, George, and CD. But at the same time, like I can see them hitting the under because I just don't believe in their defense. I just think their defense is going to get their. I think their defense just get the kicking in like almost the entire time, kind of like what we saw last year. I'm gonna take the under. I actually 9.5. This is actually my closest bet I had in a while. I'm taking the under 9.5, and I have them winning 9 games. Like I said, it's just tough. Like I said, I just don't know if I can trust. I don't know if I can trust the offense. Like I trust the offensive side of the ball with Dallas. With them, I just don't trust the defensive side of the ball. I just don't. Next up, we got the Giants. This is another tough one here. But like I said, I do think the Giants are going to improve, especially with the young core they got, and they got John Harbaugh as a head coach, which is going to be pretty interesting, and see how they develop this year. But at the same time, like the Giants, I think they're going to be better than what people think. I like Cam Scatterboo. I like what we saw Jackson Dart at the end of last year. And I just think they have a young core that's able to work with John Hall, with a veteran coach like John Harbaugh. And I think that's going to be very critical to this team. Now, I kind of have this one as the same boat as Dallas. Like, I'm taking the under at 7.5, but I think they're winning 7 games. I think this team's going to be very much improved. I don't think they're going to win, like, right now. But, like I said, kind of like what I said about Tennessee. Give them a couple years, and I think they'll be really good moving forward. Next up, we got Denver. Denver, like I said, they have one of the most, they're right there with Houston, have one of the most menacing defenses in the NFL. And like I said, they're kind of like in the same situation as Houston. Like, do you trust their offense to score? Even though I do think their offense is a little bit better than than Houston's, by the way. But yeah, I'll take the over. Like I said, in the altitude, I think the division is starting to run away with them. You can see the Chiefs in there battling it out. You can see the Chargers in there battling it out, and that's going to be a very interesting division to pick next year. But I'll take the over. I think the Broncos should be able to win at least 10 games. Matter of fact, I have them at 12. And the last team that we got here is the Kansas City Chiefs, and the over/under for them is 10.5. Like I said, if the under, I don't know how to explain this one. Like I said, part of me is saying that the Chiefs are going to go back into Super Bowl winning ways and just say that last year was a complete fluke, which is like kind of like the side that I'm on. But at the same time, something's telling me like they're not going to be as dominant as they were years past. And I think everybody's kind of like aging up, and they're not going to be able to be as dominant, especially Travis Kelce. But at the same time, they have Patrick Mahomes, so literally anything is possible. But if I have to pick here, I'm gonna take the under, but just under slightly. I had the Chiefs bouncing back, maybe going to the postseason. I do have them winning 12 games, but I maybe just don't have them into my postseason, or maybe just at a 6-7 seed, but we'll see. Alrighty, folks, and that will do it. I'm going to submit my picks, and that is going to do it for this video. Like I said, if you guys already hit the like and the subscribe, I really do appreciate y'all. Anyway, I'm hop out of here. Getting tickets. You guys watch no time. I appreciate y'all support. This is BigNation.com. Make sure you guys check out all of our future content coming up this week, and I'll see you guys next time. This is BigNation.com. Peace out. Stay safe. Catch y'all later. Peace out.